Stop what you are doing right now, because the Social Security Administration just confirmed something that could put an extra $1,400 in your pocket or quietly take money away from you. And most people have absolutely no idea this is happening. If you are collecting Social Security right now, or you are planning to retire in the next year or two, the next few minutes of this video could change your financial life. Stay with me. This is important. I know you have seen a lot of headlines lately, a lot of noise, a lot of confusion, and I completely understand if you are a little skeptical right now. But this is not clickbait, and this is not a rumor. What we are talking about today is a confirmed set of updates from the Social Security Administration that are already affecting how much money retirees receive each month. Here is the truth that nobody is talking about clearly enough. There are new payment adjustments, new eligibility rules, and a very specific catch buried in the fine print that could quietly reduce your benefits, even if you think everything is fine with your account. And that is exactly why we need to walk through this together, step by step in plain English, because here is what I know about you. You worked hard for decades. You paid into Social Security every single paycheck. You played by the rules, and you deserve to get every single dollar you are owed, not a penny less. So, let us make sure that is exactly what happens. Let us start with the good news, because yes, there is good news here. The Social Security Administration has confirmed updates tied to ongoing cost of living adjustments and a series of legislative changes that are now being processed through the system. For millions of qualifying beneficiaries, this means a one-time supplemental payment in the range of $1,400 is being issued as part of a broader effort to address the financial gap that many seniors experienced during recent high inflation periods. Now, this is not the same as your regular monthly check. This is a separate supplemental payment. Think of it as a catch-up payment, money designed to help offset what inflation took from your purchasing power over the past couple of years. Groceries cost more, medications cost more, utilities cost more. And the government has acknowledged that the standard cost of living adjustments did not fully keep up with what real Americans were actually spending. This payment is meant to help bridge that gap. But, and this is a very important but, not everyone qualifies. And that is where the catch comes in. And I promise you, we are going to get to that catch in full detail. But first, let me finish explaining what changed, because you need the full picture before we talk about who gets this and who does not. Pay close attention to this next part. Alongside the supplemental payment announcement, the Social Security Administration has also updated several rules that affect how benefits are calculated, reported, and, in some cases, reduced. These rule changes cover things like earnings limits for people who are still working while collecting benefits, updated income thresholds that affect how much of your Social Security is taxable, and new verification requirements that, if missed, could delay or even suspend your payments temporarily. There are also changes tied to the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset. Now, I know those sound like complicated legal terms, and I'm going to explain them simply in just a moment. But these two rules affect a very specific group of people, and if you fall into that group, you absolutely cannot afford to ignore this update. Let me be very specific about who needs to pay close attention right now. If you are a retired worker who began collecting Social Security at or after age 62, you are in this conversation. If you are receiving Social Security disability insurance, what most people call SSDI, you are in this conversation. If you are a surviving spouse collecting survivor benefits after the loss of your husband or wife, you are absolutely in this conversation. And if you are a spouse receiving benefits based on your partner's work record rather than your own, you need to hear what I am about to say. There is also a very important group that often gets overlooked: public sector workers, teachers, firefighters, police officers, government employees. If you worked in a public sector job where you did not pay into Social Security, but you also have a spouse or a late spouse who did, the government pension offset rule may reduce or even eliminate the spousal or survivor benefit you thought you were going to receive. This is one of the most painful surprises seniors face, and it catches people completely off guard. Now, here is the part most people miss. Even if you already confirmed your eligibility months ago, even if you have been receiving your regular monthly check without any issues, these new rule updates mean your eligibility status may need to be re-verified. That is not an alarm bell. That is just the system doing what it does. But if you do not respond to any communication from the SSA, or if you do not proactively check your My Social Security account online, you could experience a delay or interruption in your payments without ever knowing why. Let me bring this to life with two real-world examples. These are not specific individuals, but they represent situations that thousands of seniors are living through right now. Meet Dorothy. She is 71 years old, lives in Ohio, and has been collecting Social Security retirement benefits since she turned 66. Dorothy is on a fixed income. Her monthly check is her lifeline. When she heard about the $1,400 supplemental payment, she was cautiously hopeful. She logged into her My Social Security account, checked her eligibility status, confirmed her direct deposit information was current, and within the processing window, that supplemental payment landed in her bank account. Dorothy used it to pay off a medical bill that had been hanging over her for months. That is what this payment can mean for someone who does everything right. Now meet Robert. Robert is 68, a retired public school teacher from Illinois. He worked 32 years in the public school system and receives a government pension. His wife passed away 3 years ago, and she had a strong Social Security work record. Robert assumed he would be receiving a survivor benefit from her account to supplement his pension. But because of the government pension offset rule, his survivor benefit was significantly reduced, almost to zero. Robert had no idea this rule even existed until he called the SSA to ask about his supplemental payment and learned not only that his survivor benefit was nearly gone, but that his supplemental payment was also affected because of how his overall benefit amount was calculated. Robert's story is hard to hear, but it is real. And the reason I am telling you is not to scare you. It is to make sure you are not caught off guard the way Robert was. Knowledge is protection, and right now you are getting that knowledge. This is where it gets serious, and I need you to stay with me through this part because what I am about to tell you is the most important section of this entire video. The catch with the $1,400 supplemental payment, and with the new rules in general, comes down to 3 things: verification, income thresholds, and timing. Let us start with verification. The SSA is not automatically sending this payment to everyone. In many cases, a beneficiary must have updated accurate information on file. That means your correct mailing address, your correct banking information, and your identity verification must all be current and confirmed in the system. If any of that information is outdated, incomplete, or flagged for review, your payment may be held pending verification. And if you do not catch that hold and respond to it in time, the payment window could close. Next, income thresholds. If you are under your full retirement age and you are still working while receiving Social Security benefits, there is an earnings limit. If you earn above that limit, your benefits are reduced. $1 for every $2 you earn over the threshold. The supplemental payment is subject to a similar review process. If your reported income puts you above certain thresholds, the amount you receive may be reduced or offset against other adjustments in your account. And finally, timing. This is critical. There is a processing window for this supplemental payment, and it is not open indefinitely. People who act quickly, confirm their eligibility, and make sure their account information is current are far more likely to receive the full amount without delay. People who wait, assume everything is fine, or ignore communications from the SSA are the ones who end up calling the helpline 6 months from now, wondering where their money went. Here is the hard truth. The Social Security Administration sends out notices. They send letters. They send emails if you have opted into electronic communication. But if you have moved, if you have changed banks, if you have not logged into your account in a long time, those communications may never reach you. And the SSA's position is simple. It is the beneficiary's responsibility to keep their information current. That means the responsibility is on you. And I say that not to put pressure on you, but because I want you to feel empowered. Because now you know, and now you can act. All right, now let us talk about exactly what you need to do. I am going to walk you through this clearly and simply, because this is not the time for confusion. The very first thing you need to do is visit the official Social Security Administration website. That address is ssa.gov. This is the only official source for your benefit information. Do not rely on third-party websites. Do not call numbers you find in emails or text messages. And do not give your Social Security number to anyone who contacts you unsolicited. Scammers are absolutely preying on seniors right now using this exact news story as bait. Go directly to SSA.gov and nowhere else. Once you are on the website, you want to log into your My Social Security account. If you do not have one set up yet, now is the time to create one. It is free, it is secure, and it gives you direct access to your benefit statement, your payment history, and any notices the SSA has sent to your account. If you need help setting it up, your local Social Security office can walk you through it in person. Once you are logged in, you want to review 3 specific things. First, check your personal information, your address, your phone number, your email. Make sure everything is current and accurate. Second, check your direct deposit information. Confirm that the bank account on file is active and correct. If you have switched banks recently and forgot to update this, now is the time to fix it. Third, look for any pending notices or alerts in your account dashboard. These are messages the SSA is waiting for you to see and respond to. After you have reviewed your account online, the next step is to call the Social Security Administration directly if you have any questions or concerns. The main number is 1-800-772-1213. Call early in the morning on a weekday. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday tend to have shorter wait times than Mondays and Fridays. Have your Social Security card or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number ready, along with a recent benefit statement if you have one. If you believe you may be affected by the windfall elimination provision or the government pension offset, meaning you worked in a public sector job and also have a connection to Social Security through your own record or a spouse's record, ask the representative specifically about how those provisions affect your benefit calculation. Ask them directly, is my benefit being reduced by the WEP or GPO? And if so, by how much? Get that number. Write it down. Finally, consider visiting your local Social Security office in person. I know that is not always easy, especially if you have mobility limitations or live in a rural area. But for complex situations, surviving spouses, public workers, people who believe there may be an error in their benefit amount, a face-to-face conversation with a caseworker can resolve issues that would take months to sort out over the phone. Before I let you go, I want to say something that I mean from the bottom of my heart. You have earned this, every penny of it. The decades you spent working, raising families, paying taxes, contributing to this country, that is not nothing. That is everything. And you deserve to receive every benefit you are entitled to without confusion, without runaround, and without fear. The system can be complicated. The rules can be frustrating. And I know it can feel overwhelming sometimes to navigate all of this on your own. That is exactly why this channel exists, because nobody should have to figure this out alone. If this video helped you understand something that was confusing before, if it gave you a step to take, a question to ask, or just a little more peace of mind, then it did exactly what it was meant to do. Now here is what I need from you. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it helps more seniors find this channel when they need it most. And if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update like this one. New rules, new payments, new deadlines, we cover it all and we do it in plain English every single week. Most importantly, please share this video. Share it with your spouse, your siblings, your neighbors, your friends at church, or at the senior center, because there is someone in your life right now who has no idea about this update, and seeing this video could literally change their financial situation. This is your money. Go get it. We will see you in the next one.